do not despair," said the lovely vision. "Go into the forest and find me. You will see me in a glass coffin. Ask the 7 dwarfs, my guardians, to give you my coffin, and we shall be united forever." With those words, the girl disappeared. The next day, Prince Philip set off on horseback and went into the forest seeking Snow White. By evening he was in despair when he happened upon the glass coffin surrounded by the grieving dwarfs. Overjoyed, he dismounted immediately. "Isn't this Snow White?" asked the prince. "Yes, it is Snow White," replied one of the dwarfs, astonished. "How do you know?" "I've had a vision of her," said the prince. "She told me where to find her. She told me about you, her dwarf guardians." The dwarfs were amazed. "But that's impossible," said one. "She is dead." "She tells me she is only enchanted," said the prince. "She says you are to give her to me, and you must, for I cannot live without her." "Since that is what she wants," said one, "we have no choice." So the dwarfs picked up the coffin to remove it to the prince's palace. But one of them stumbled on a rock, and they dropped the casket. When this happened, the bit of the poisoned apple lodged in Snow White's throat was loosed, and Snow White woke up, spitting out the deadly fruit. "Let me out of here," she cried. Astonished, the dwarfs opened the casket. "It's a miracle," they cried. "Yes," said Prince Philip, taking the girl's hand. "Snow White, will you become my queen?" "Oh, yes," said Snow White. "I'm so glad you finally arrived." Snow White and Prince Philip were united in the most beautiful wedding in memory. When her wicked stepmother heard of this, she was so enraged she went up in smoke. Snow White lived happily ever after with her prince, attended by the 7 dwarfs, who all became ministers of the realm. The end.